This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
All right, we go.
All right, here we go.
So today we're talking about shopping.
Yay, shopping.
Yes,
Woo!
yay, shopping. And we are talking about specifically where we shop, because I don't know about you, but I get a lot of questions on shopping.
I do get a lot of that.
Where do you shop? Where do you find these things? How do you shop? And there are a lot of questions around that and a lot of unknowns, because when you're a bigger guy, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we're the experts, apparently, on all things big guy shopping.
Today we are.
Yes, you're lucky you tuned in today.
Yeah. I think the first thing that I would say is that there is not just one place that you can go as a one-stop shop.
Oh, yeah, no way.
I mean, yes, you know what? Technically, you could go to one store, buy everything, and be done. But that isn't in your best interest.
Mm-mm.
You want to get out there. You want to shop at different places. You want to find different styles and try different things.
Well, yeah. And it depends on, like, you might be shopping for work, or you might be shopping for a day at the beach, or going out with your friends to the bar or the whatever. Yeah. I can't go to one place.
And when you're a bigger guy, you are kind of discouraged from trying different styles and, you know, being open to new and different things. And part of that is just because there are a lot of companies out there that are doing like the polo and that are doing the wide leg pant and that are focused on those things.
Cargo shorts, my eternal enemy.
Yes. Yeah. You have a strong hatred.
I do. I don't know. I just don't like them.
So there's just this whole idea of what big and tall clothing is. And, you know, we've been pushing back against that. You have obviously been pushing back against that by creating something.
Yes, creating my own underwear.
Right.
Ooh, yay, bearskin.
And for me, it's been showing options, showing that there are alternatives out there and that you don't have to go with the big and tall clothes that your dad was wearing.
Mm-hmm. Or the Hawaiian print shirts. I think we've kind of talked a little bit about that, but yeah, that's the traditional.
Right. When I started doing this, it was the Hawaiian shirt and the tracksuit was what I was finding for big guys.
I've never had a tracksuit. I don't know.
No, neither have I. I was never sporty enough for that.
I don't know. I don't even understand how that's sporty, but anyways.
I think when I think about it, it's always like the Tony Soprano thing. Like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a good style guy to look up to.
Right.
Wink, wink. I don't know. He wore more than tracksuits.
He did.
Did he even wear tracksuits?
On The Sopranos, he
did.
The Sopranos?
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't paying that close attention to that.
Yeah. So there's this specific type of style that big guys until recently have been told this is what you get. Mm-hmm. Now we're starting to see that kind of branch out, but thank God. Thank God.
Thank you.
Yes.
Clothing gods.
Yes. Fat clothing gods. We appreciate you.
Wait, am I one of those now?
Yes.
Am I one of the fat clothing gods?
Wow. Jody,
I know. I just gave myself a status of clothing Buddha.
This is totally going to your head.
I know. Wow. I don't know. Maybe I think it's the beer that I haven't had yet that's going to my head.
Let's open this beer before we get too far.
What is this thing that you're trying to pawn off on me?
So this beer is from Worthy Brewing, and it is called Pre-Funk Ale.
Okay. I don't know that I like... well, I guess it's better than funk beer.
It is better than beer. And it's better than post-funk.
Yeah, so, much better than post-funk beer. Yep. American Pale Ale. All right, Worthy Brewing. I can't even talk already.
Ooh, I like that. I feel like we should start describing these beers better. But
this one is hoppier than I would normally go, but what kind of notes is that? Are those any citrusy things? Maybe?
So I want to preface all of this by saying that I use the Untapped app, which is a beer tracking app, because I do like my beer and I like trying different beers. And
it's a good way to remember what you like and don't like.
That's the thing. You start to forget.
I'm horrible at that.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, what was that beer at that place?
Right. Exactly. So you've got to.
And my partner's always like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Nobody remembers.
No.
So having that is good. But my descriptions of the beer, they leave a lot to be desired. It's it was the beer was tender at the beginning and sharp at the end.
Oh.
Or it tasted
Is this
like
like
tortillas.
an erotic novel now?
Yes. And I'm just not so great at the beer descriptions, but I do enjoy drinking.
I know we're going off on a tangent, but I used to work in coffee, and we used to do this a lot, like every day taste the coffee and blah, blah, blah. And we would go through the descriptors of caramely and roasted, blah, blah, blah. But then we started having fun with it, where it was like, oh, this tastes like wet dirt.
Yes.
Or it tastes like a wet dog.
Right.
Or it's like grass clippings or...
Yeah.
We used to do that. It was always fun.
That feels like it's more,
those are more relatable
yeah.
than like chestnuts roasting on an open fire kind of thing. I don't know. What does that taste like? I don't know. Anyways.
Yes. So good beer. Thank you, Worthy Brewing.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce and Worthy Brewing.
Yes. So back to shopping. I think that you can't just shop at one place. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you are stuck with one specific store. And it's easy for guys, especially, I think, to do that. You get stuck
in where you go, what you wear, go to the same spot.
Right.
Always wear the same thing.
And when you're bigger, that's the other thing, is when you're bigger and you find one thing that works, you embrace that thing.
Oh, yeah.
You hold on to it until it catches fire and explodes.
Or until it gets ripped off your body because it's falling apart. So, or your significant other is like, you need to throw that away.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So it is... We're in a day and age now where it is a little bit easier to be able to find things.
Online shopping has been a big godsend.
That's something I was going to ask you is, do you do any like real life brick and mortar shopping?
I do. Yeah. I don't do a lot of mall shopping, I guess, but like I do, like JCPenney, I go there. I try to go to, like Kohl's and like, those other kind of stores like whatever, TJ Maxx, but Kohl's has an okay big and tall section. You just got to make sure sometimes people put like a normal sized, it's weird because like normal size, like XL, 2X, 3X, and then like a big and tall XL, 2X, whatever are completely different.
They
and
are.
People always like just throw the 2X, 3X on the big and tall area. And you're like, you go, oh yeah, I love this. And then you like, wait, oh, this is not the big and tall version of this thing. And it always drives me crazy. And
sizing is so insane from brand to brand and retailer to retailer, where it's, we've said this before, but when, you go to one store, you might wear a 1X at one place and then a 6X at another place. So another thing that you really need to do, regardless of where you shop, is know your measurements. And that can help you save time, effort, and a lot of angst. So
at least you know where to start.
Right.
And then I'm pretty good now, just even like pulling the shirt off the rack and like looking at it. And I'm like, no, that's not the 2X that's going to fit me.
Right.
Or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I need to go up to a 3X in this one, or sometimes the XLT to get the little bit longer. But yeah, I even just yesterday, one of my best friends was in town from Minneapolis, and taking him around, showing him around the city, whatever. And he's like, oh, can we go shopping? I want to get a little bit more summery stuff. So I was like, okay, sure. And I'm like, oh, let's go to Kohl's, cause he likes to go to Kohl's or whatever. And I was like showing him around. I'm like, ooh, try this on. Ooh, try this on. Dude, get this. And, like sometimes having that extra person to like give an extra set of eyes to like how that fits on your body sometimes is helpful too. Like someone that you trust will be like, no, maybe that one doesn't work. Like I worked a retail a long time ago, and I was always like honest with people, but not like, oh my God, you look horrible. But like, oh, maybe we should try this other one. That one doesn't quite work. I wasn't like the completely pushy salesperson, but
that's nice though. It's nice to have a real response. You expect to go into these places and have people tell you, oh, that looks great on you, just buy that.
But they tell you everything looks great, even though it doesn't.
Which doesn't help.
No, I don't understand. Because I'm never coming back and asking for your help again if you don't tell me.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be like, that looks disgusting. But just be like, oh, hey, how about you try this other thing we have? We have these other things you can try.
Right.
But yeah, I go all over. I try to go to I go to thrift stores, even though I'm, there's not a big selection in those kind of places, but every once in a while you get a gem that it gets thrown in there somewhere. But I like to go even just to look.
It's worth it if you are willing to take the time.
Yeah, you got to dig. It's some work, but you get some unique pieces that way.
And knowing that you might leave empty-handed, you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's something that you really have to become comfortable with across the board. If you're going to go out and shop and try to look at clothes in your size and hope that you find something, most places are not going to carry things above a certain size. So most of us know that if we go out, we're probably not going to find something. Yeah. But it is worth it to go out and look for accessories. It's worth it to go out and look at shoes and try things on that you can try.
Yeah. I love going. I go into all the little shops, even though I'm probably not going to find something.
Sure.
But there's like a hat or a cool thing or a watch or a whatever. You know, there's all these other, like you said, accessory things that you can get at all these other stores that you won't even find at like a big box or, you know, normal mall shop. I like doing that. And I'll even, when I go into those shops though, I'll like look around. I'm like, oh, well, what size do you guys go up to? I'm upfront about it. Like I'm kind of liking this vibe in the store. Like, oh, what size do you guys go up to?
Right.
And I'm not like, I won't get upset because I'm pretty sure that they're not going to, but sometimes they're informed enough, like, oh, you know, we only go up to this size in the store, but you can go online and it's, you know, whatever. You know, a lot of times they have the resources to give you if you ask.
So that's the thing is I have absolutely been in the situation where I've gone into a store and I've seen the look on their face where they turn and they go, ugh. And they just know that there is not going to be anything there for you and they don't want to deal with it. And
yeah, they don't want to. Sometimes they don't want to spend the time.
Sure.
Yeah, and they're not going to get a sale out of you or whatever.
We've had a lot of people write into Chubster who have had that experience where they go into a shop and they get bad service or they just know that they really aren't wanted there. So that drives people to shop online.
Yeah.
And there's good and bad with shopping online. I think there's more good, especially if you are prepared, if you know your sizes, if you know your measurements, and you have an idea of kind of what you're looking for. Then you can go in and you can shop and you can find things.
Yeah.
It is not easy across the board. Being a bigger person, trying to find clothes that you want to wear in the style that you need that actually fit you is not an easy thing. And you have to be prepared to do the legwork and to do the research. And you
the
have
returns.
Yes, you
like,
have to.
Or exchanges or whatever. Like
that's a reality.
Unfortunately, it's just a part of shopping. Like, you know, once you know, like there's another episode you can listen to about getting your measurements and all that. Those are important starting points, but you're still going to have to try it on and possibly exchange them for another size, which is fine.
Not everything is going to work.
Don't just let it sit. Don't just accept that it doesn't fit and then let it sit in your closet and
which
never
is easy
wear it.
To do.
It's happens.
Easy to do. I know that I have in the past.
I do have pieces that I'm like, oh yeah. And then
that thing you get it home.
You get it home and you just bought it because you're like, oh, yeah, that's my size. I'm just going to, I know.
Right.
And then you get home and you're like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
It's too snug around my belly.
Right. Yeah.
And then it never leaves your closet. No, go back. Come on.
You are spending your time and putting the effort into finding things for you, and it's not worth holding on to something that you're never going to wear that doesn't fit you right. Try it. If it doesn't work, take it back. A lot of companies make it easy, especially if you buy online, to
they have free
send
returns.
Your stuff back.
Amazon is a little nutso with all their 2 days, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So it's worth it.
I think I even signed up through a thing that you did through Chubster, the Bombfell JCPenney big box
the JCPenney Bombfell.
I did. Thank you for that. That was cool. I got a couple of good pieces out of that. I'm sending a couple back. The pants, I think I put the wrong size in because I was like, wait, I'm not a 34 length. I don't know. I'm not that tall, but
I like. It is cool to see those kind of services available for plus size people. And the JCPenney Bombfell thing, the fact that they are serving up to 5X, I believe.
I think so.
And they have a stylist that they assign to you.
Yeah, and you can. It was fun. You know, it's pretty easy, and you can send them pictures of like things that you really like on you, and like, hey, I really like this shirt, or I like these kind of pants, or whatever.
That's great.
And they'll pick pieces that are similar or whatever, and then you get like a preview, and you can say yes or no or whatever. And like, oh, I don't really like that. Maybe do a restyle or whatever they called it. I don't know what they called it.
Which is great. It's nice to have that option.
But sorry, I keep cutting you off today. I've shopped at JCPenney many times, but there were a couple of pieces. I was like, oh, I didn't even. Where did that come from?
But there's real value to having someone else who can give you suggestions and help you find things. Having a stylist who's kind of like a virtual personal shopper who knows what you like and can look at those things and say, hey, here's something for you. That is nice. And it's something that we haven't seen a lot of out there.
Yeah.
So
I am apprehensive sometimes about ordering stuff online, but I was overall happy with that one. But yeah, I don't shop at one place. I try to spread out my dollars to the different places that are doing big and tall sizes. So to try and support as much as I can all over the place.
It's good to support. It's also good to kind of figure out what you like and how to put together different looks that you are interested in. And yeah, I shop kind of everywhere. I mean, from Target and their Goodfellow line, which
Have you found some stuff online?
Yeah.
Because in the store, they don't have anything big enough.
They don't do the big and tall stuff.
And I really like a lot of that stuff.
I do too.
I haven't
Here's what I will
researched, unfortunately, on that.
When they launched, I really liked what they came out with, and I liked their cooler weather stuff. The clothes that they have for summer, I'm so on. I don't feel like there's quite as much thought that was put into a lot of those things. Now, I say that while I'm wearing one of their gray T-shirts. So
the like heathered T-shirt, yeah, I like that, yeah.
And I mean, it fits well, and I'm happy with it, and I like the way it feels. But you know, I think that they probably. I'm eager to see what they come back with in fall and see.
I'm such a fall person.
Totally. The great thing about fall for bigger people is that, you know, it's hot as hell in the summer. Yeah. So you can layer, you can wear things in a different way and put things together that you wouldn't be able to do in June or July.
Yeah.
So
as I'm sitting here in a like mesh tank top.
I like that though. I like that. It's got the floral thing going on.
It's like a tropically jersey.
It's got a number 3 on it. You're a little sporty.
Yep. Sporty ginger spice.
Yeah. Right. Right. Perfect.
Sporty Spice, you know, she was one of them, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was. She was.
And she was she the ginger?
Was she? No, that was Ginger
Spice.
Ginger
For
Spice.
For God's sakes, how did I get that wrong?
There we go.
Sporty Spice and Ginger Spice.
You're bringing a few of them together.
Just combining them all.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out with a new album?
Did they?
They're touring again? I don't know. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as shopping for me, I try to shop in a lot of different places. And when we see that new brands are offering extended sizes, it's worth trying.
I always get so excited when I see a brand that's like now in extended sizes. And I'm like, oh my God, go try it out. Do this, blah, blah, blah. But the one brand I still haven't tried, and I don't understand why, is ASOS.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love a lot of their stuff, but I just have never I've added it to the cart.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't know. Have you done anything? Have you tried any of their pieces?
So here's my thing with ASOS is that I think looking at it, you know that it's fast fashion. You know that the price point is right for people who want the budget clothing. It is... Their sizing is all over the place.
Yeah, and that's what I keep hearing. And
they go up to 6'8", or 6X and 8X and some things, I believe. But they carry a lot of different brands, not just the ASOS
they have
brand.
Their brand and then other people's.
Everything is all over the place. And, you know, some of the styles, look, I'm 38 years old. So some of the styles, I'm not wearing a bunch of the ripped jeans and doing that kind of thing.
All right. Yeah.
But there are definitely things there that I would like to try. I haven't taken the deep dive into a lot of their stuff. It just, you know, it isn't really me, you know. So,
ASOS, if you're hearing this, maybe send us some
ASOS.
A couple pieces. I love
that. Said, we promote them through Chubster, and people love them.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, and that's when there's different brands within, like on one site, I get discouraged because I'm like, well, you're only having one size chart.
Right.
But I know that these are different brands. And I understand, as being a brand myself, I understand that our sizing is different than some other brand sizing. So I'm like, okay, how? And it's in the UK, so I know it's going to, you know, take forever.
Right.
And then I got to send it back. And even though I do that with other places, but I don't know.
I love what ASOS is doing, and I love the fact that they are pretty much all in with plus size clothing for men, and not a lot of brands are. So knowing that they are doing that and they are adding new products all the time, that they're specifically focused on this, and that it is exactly what for years Chubster readers would write in and they'd be like, look, here's what we want. We want Old Navy type clothing in our size at that price point. Yeah. And now they have it. So thank you, ASOS, for doing that.
Yeah, it's on trend. They're I don't understand what there's some sort of roadblock there that I have to kind of figure out.
I do think that,
or maybe it's my budget right now.
Well, I think when you are when you're looking at buying from companies that aren't in the US, if you're US based, it is more difficult to just go, okay, I want to do that, because you do have this thing in your head that, okay, it's going to take a long time, it's going to be hard to get, the sizing might be wrong.
I know is going to be weird,
and you really kind of have to just dive in and give it a try. No. And at the price point that ASOS has,
it's worth it. I think it is.
Yeah.
If you've tried the ASOS stuff, let us know, because I want to know how it's fitting, what your experiences are, because
absolutely. And
help me, maybe you guys can help us too, as much as we're helping you.
There's another brand that I want to talk about, and that's DXL, because there's a lot of love and there's a little bit of hate there with readers, people who are writing into Chubster who are like, well, it's all so expensive, or it doesn't fit well, or the style's not there. And here's what I'll say about that, is that early on when I started Chubster, they were one of the few big and tall brands that were around. Yep. And they weren't focusing all that much on style and on, kind of modern mainstream things for a younger audience, because that wasn't their audience.
Yeah. They're going after like the business guy.
Totally. They were going after someone who was closer to my dad's age. And that has changed with the plus size clothing climate in the industry. And we are starting to see more options that are a little more fashionable and a little more fashion forward. And, they are dipping their toe in that. We're seeing some of that, and I think that's good. The price point thing, sure, it's expensive. And when you deal with a big and tall retailer like that, you are going to run into some things that are more expensive, but not everything is.
Yeah, no.
And you can
they do have their own private label brand. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, they do, because they carry other brands that are going to be a lot higher. But yeah, they do have some brands are got a different price point, and they run deals. They have different things like that. And not everything is super expensive. It is really just a matter of kind of looking through. Now, sure, there are certainly some things in certain brands that are going to be more expensive, but you can't just anything.
You shouldn't just knock DXL off of your list.
Oh yeah. I've shopped there a couple times.
Absolutely.
I've gotten a number of different pieces, and
the point here is that you really have to be open and willing to search everywhere to look for things and put together looks. And for me, a lot of it is kind of thinking about what kind of style I want and what specific piece I'm looking for, what I want to put together, and then going out and finding those things and doing the research.
How would you describe your personal style? Are you the business casual? Are you the casual? Are you the
I would say
trendy?
My style is a little bit more of a casual, classic kind of style. I think when I am dressing up, which I don't have to do that often. It is more of that kind of timeless sort of look. I'm not looking for business casual. I'm definitely, for the most part, not wearing polos and the kind of like office casual sort of thing.
Okay.
When I started Chubster, that was the bane of my existence. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this, because I didn't want to wear that stuff anymore.
You want to work for yourself and be able to
wear things that I liked and that I felt good in. And the classic kind of style is a little more of my thing.
So how would you describe what is classic? Like plain, because right now you're wearing like a heathered t-shirt and like khaki shorts. This is like it's 90 degrees today.
Yes, so this is comfort. This is save me please, because it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So, I definitely like button downs and more classic designs. I like things that feel like you could have worn them 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but have more of a modern fit.
Yep.
Have designs that are a little more understated. I'm not trying to do like the bleeding edge of fashion, which I think we should absolutely
what is
have.
it, a fashionista? You're
I'm not a fashionista.
No.
But I absolutely think that those things should be options for people.
Oh, yeah.
And that there are some
You can
people
wear
out
the
there,
torn jeans if that's your thing.
Yes. And there are some people who are out there who are doing that very,
They're
very
rocking
well.
it. Yeah.
And we need more of that. There needs to be more diversity in fashion kind of across the board.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've found over the years is that I'm finding that I'm more open about the kind of styles that I wear and how I feel about trying different things. So for me, I think moving forward, it's going to be about getting more things that are in my comfort zone, but also stepping out of that and trying new styles and looking for those things. And maybe that's why I will be shopping more at ASOS in the future.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
One other place just quickly is Brandon Kyle Menswear.
Oh, yeah.
He's based in New York. He's doing some really kind of, I'm going to say avant-garde, kind of out there, cool
I saw a couple, one of your
Sized Up
things. I watched that. Yeah,
the New York episode of
cool
Sized
pieces,
Up.
Yeah,
we get to talk to him, and he's doing things that really stand out in a new and interesting way, and he's focused on fashion, and we need more of that. We need people who are...
you need the spectrum of the ASOS, which is more fast fashion, whatever, up to him, where it's more high fashion.
Right.
I would consider it a little bit more high fashion
We
stuff,
have people asking, and we have people asking about luxury fashion brands, and there aren't a ton out there that are doing anything in extended sizes, and the ones that are, they're not always, their 3X is not a 3X that...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we just need more diversity across the board.
Even at Bearskin, we're trying to get a little bit more color and do some more prints, and, everyone wants color.
Right.
But then it's like we're trying to balance that. How colorful and bright do you get? But that, so we're trying to have that balance, which is always touchy. So
you get people who are looking for basics. And want the standard. Yep. This is my thing,
which we're gonna do again.
But then you also
some more just solid colors, and then some brighter, a little bit more fun to show some personality. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. I like today. I have this crazy bright tank top with whatever, birds of paradise and whatever.
Right.
Like, it's fun. But other days I'm just like, button up. I've been trying to rock a little bit more polos.
Sure.
I try to dress for work, even though I don't go anywhere to work. I work from home.
Sure.
But I still like to dress for the job I'm going to, or dress for the job you want, or whatever it's called.
We need more cool patterned polos, like things, really interesting patterns. And so many people want that. They want patterns. They want unique and interesting
and not
kind
just
of things.
The hibiscus floral pattern.
Right.
Even though I'm wearing, it's like a dark floral.
Yours is different. Yeah, it's not. It stands out in a different way, and I like that.
Maybe post a picture of us,
right?
What we're wearing today, since we've been talking about it so much.
Yes, yes. And we just need more things like that, and I think people are looking for those things in particular. And if companies make them, people will buy them. Make them in the right size. Think about bigger bodies. Give us more places to shop.
Yeah, give us some variety. We want variety.
Yes.
All right. Well, let us know where you're shopping. Tell us about your ASOS experience, your DXL experience, your whatever.
Wherever else you shop.
Wherever you're shopping. Let us know where you're shopping and give us some tips.
Yep.
We've given you our experiences and where we shop, what we like to do.
Hit us up on social. Do we want to talk about, just maybe quickly say what our social handles are, like Twitter?
Sure. I don't know what they are. It's like Heavy Convo on Twitter.
Heavy Convo
and
on
Heavy
Twitter.
Conversation on Instagram and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. So hit us up. Or you can look on our websites and find us.
That's right.
Make sure and let us know.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.